What's up, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of the Game of the Week show. I am your host, Matt Southwell, and joining me this week is Dan Gilbert and Ashley Dye.
Gents.
Well, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, whatever time they may be watching. It's got to be the illusion.
Okay, yes.
That we're recording at all times, on all days. And this time, this show, you will be watching on Monday. I can guarantee it. The last 2 weeks we've failed. Well, I've failed. Well, the internet has failed me.
Collectively.
So we're going to use Ash's super internet. Exactly.
I don't know what that was. But...
So this show you will be now watching on Monday. For anyone that hasn't watched the show before, just ignore everything I've just said. This show always goes up on Monday, and it's the three of us getting together to chat about the latest stories in the video game industry. We also then talk about the game releases for that week before picking our favourite game of that week. So we'll jump straight into the news, and no better place to start than listing some free games that we can get for...
I do like this time of the month.
Yes. Obviously this might not appeal for you so much, Dan, but that's your own fault for not having an Xbox.
It's alright, I know what this topic is straight away.
Yeah, we're talking about the games.
It's that time where we have a dig at Dan for not having an Xbox.
So you miss out on it. It's alright, we'll have PlayStation Plus next week. I'm sure, but they haven't been announced yet. Anyway, so this month we're actually getting double the games. This was announced last month. We talked about it. It's kind of in celebration of having over 100 million downloads of Games with Gold. So on the Xbox One, we're getting 2 games. And first up is Child of Light. It's a platform RPG. Basically, you are in control of a little girl called Aurora, and she has to bring back the sun, the moon, the stars to her home. It's supposed to be very good. It was a Game of the Year nomination, so either of you played this yet?
No.
Not yet, no.
And you still won't?
No.
No, if I'm realistic, no.
No, not for you. I'm intrigued to check it out. Whether or not I will like it remains to be seen, but it's free, so no excuse to not give it a go. Also on the Xbox One, we've got Pool Nation FX. According to my notes, it's a pool game. So, this one excite you a bit more, Ash?
What, swimming?
A billiards game.
Oh, okay, right. No, it doesn't.
So, we're 0 for 2 so far on the Xbox.
I'm afraid to say, yeah. I actually like the 360 games this month more than the Xbox One games.
Do you have a 360?
I don't.
Well, you're in trouble now.
Oh, you should get one.
You should buy a £100 console so you can get 4 free games.
I am not having 4 consoles. 3 is enough, thank you. Actually, no, I've got a few more than that, but yeah.
I have 4 consoles.
I don't want another console.
Still connected to my TVs.
No.
Well,
it just sounds more pretentious that way. But I have 4 consoles connected to my TVs.
Yeah, only because I have the Xbox upstairs.
I know.
But yeah. No, not quite as good as...
A pool game, no.
It's kind of... They were fun. Dan, I'm sure you must have had one at some point, like on the PC when you were a kid. Everyone,
I can't remember.
Everyone used to think they were really
definitely
cool.
had one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not going to knock it until I play it, but it's...
There's a time and a place, and
What
it's
is it?
not the time and it's not the place.
When is the time?
20 years ago.
So, those are for the Xbox One. On the 360, as Ash says, we've got a good list this month, I think. For the first half of the month, we've got Terraria. I think that's how you pronounce it. I did try to look it up.
Yeah, I'll go with Terraria.
Terraria.
Or
I believe.
Terraria. One of those.
Anyway, this is it's a sandbox, open world kind of game, 2D action, like roguelike game, kind of half Minecraft, half Spelunky. It's kind of the vibe I got off this. You have to craft items, dig for metal, and all that stuff.
Yep.
Looks pretty cool. Either of you?
It's a bit Rogue Legacy type as well, isn't it?
Yeah, because it's ever changing. So
yeah.
I'm pretty sure I've seen something on this before. I've seen a little bit of it. It looks okay. It's not amazing, but it's not bad.
Yeah, it's not a big win for me, but it's probably up there in the sort of 7s.
How can you review a game you haven't even played? I was like, it's not 7.
This is.
I saw 30 seconds of trailer footage.
This is first
7.
impressions. You know what they say about first impressions? You know?
What, 7 or higher, or you go home? Is it?
Something like that.
I don't know. Anyway, I can't believe you're...
It's not a review. It's my initial thoughts on how I've seen
gauge
it.
of interest being, is it like 10,
yes.
you need to have this game in your life right now.
Yeah.
1 being, if I see that game, I will break it.
Yeah.
And it's a 7.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Okay. I'm glad we cleared that up.
Thank you. And I'm sure the viewers are very happy that we've cleared it up as
That's
well.
it.
On the edge of their seats, wondering what you meant.
I know.
Also, the first half of the month, we've got Gears of War Judgment. This is a spin-off from the trilogy of the Gears of War's game. It takes place right after Emergence Day. If you know what that is, then obviously that will be something to you. I'm not going to spoil it if you haven't played it, but Gears of War, pretty much one of the main franchises on the Xbox platform. Judgment, probably the worst of the Gears of War's games, but there we go, we won't go.
But that's your judgment.
Hey. It's also correct.
Okay. We all know that by now. They know that.
They know that. They better know that. And if you are watching for the first time, you will begin to learn that I'm always right. Second half of the month for 360, we've got Army of Two, Devil's Cartel, which is a third-person shooter with an emphasis on co-op. Dan, does this intrigue you as a game? Kind of remind you of maybe the Conflict Desert Storm games from back in the day?
Yeah, I like that idea. It's like just playing a game co-op style where you're not having to solo the whole thing. You don't see a lot of that. It's either your online competitive multiplayer or your standalone.
Yeah, no, I like games more that are playing with, aiding human players rather than against them.
Yeah.
Normally because they end up killing me and then I get angry. If they're on my side, they can't kill me, in theory. You have no opinion on that?
I have none.
Okay, we're going to round out the 360 this month with Assassin's Creed Black Flag. This is the 2014 entry to the Assassin's Creed series. Kind of different from all the rest in the fact that you are more a pirate than an assassin, although he seems to become an assassin for one reason or another.
He seems to know how to do everything straight off the bat just because he's a pirate.
Pirates are awesome.
So,
Pirates know everything. Now guys, we've all played this game. Fucking hell, Ash. What's your opinion on this game, Ash? So back to the adult world, Dan.
Yeah.
You're obviously an Assassin's Creed expert. Where does this one rank in the series? Off the bat, would you say?
Probably in the middle. It's like there are definitely worse ones out there, but I almost think at parts the pirate concept works against it a bit too much. I think if it was there, but not as big a focus as it is, because like the travel times, when you're setting up everything, once you've unlocked fast travel, it's fine, but when you're having to sail everywhere, it's tedious.
Yeah. It is a little bit,
so
but I enjoyed it.
Most of all, it's an enjoyable game.
Yeah, I put in about 40 hours on this game, and then eventually took it out my console and never played it again when I realised I was only 18% through the game. I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. Because I'd been doing, like you said, sailing everywhere and like taking down ships and doing all this stuff, and it's just like, oh. Moving on. Also moving on, we'll talk about a game that interests you now, Ash.
Oh, what's this?
Batman Arkham Knight.
It does indeed interest me.
It's been delayed.
I know.
But luckily...
Not by a lot.
It's only been delayed 3 weeks. It was June 2nd, it's now June 23rd. Did this, guys, surprise you a little bit? Kind of being so... a short delay like this is something that you maybe push when you're at the end of a development. But why would you push it 3 weeks when we're still more than 3 months away? We saw with Project Cars, they're pushing it a month when they get right to the end, where it's like, right, we either go gold or we work on it a little more. I thought that was a bit weird.
Obviously, I don't have the full list of everything that's due to come at the beginning of June in front of me, but is there anything...
It's quiet.
I was going to say, it's quiet.
Batman doesn't need to be scared. Like,
Batman will
sell.
I'm thinking, like,
Batman doesn't get scared.
I couldn't think of any other games.
He thrives on fear.
It's like competition for it.
No,
which would be the only other reason I could think for doing that kind of move now.
I don't know.
You're right. It's a strange one. I mean, 3 weeks is
not a big deal.
No,
it's not a big deal. No, it's a strange amount of time. Why not a month?
Well, it is basically a month, isn't it?
No, it's 3 weeks.
It's like 3/4 of a month. It's more than halfway to the month, so therefore, rounding up.
It's not a month.
Anyway, in addition to the delay, we did get a new gameplay trailer to help us kind of mourn the fact that we're going to be Arkham Knightless for an extra few weeks.
Is it helping or is it just making things worse? Because it's kind of like, yeah, you can't have this game, but here's some more of it anyway.
Yeah.
Hey, check out this.
Look what
awesome
we're
thing.
playing, kind of thing.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
That's true. But it looked awesome anyway.
It did.
And I am excited for it.
You know what? I have high expectations of this game. It might not be a good thing, but looking at the gameplay trailers, which is always, anyone can make a theatrical trailer and make a game look exciting and fun and good. But what you don't want cinematic stuff. You want gameplay. You want to see what the actual gameplay is like. And looking at it, I think it takes a lot of the positives from the good games in the series.
Yeah.
I'm really looking.
We've had a lot of gameplay trailers as well, which, like you said, is always good because you can't really. It's a lot harder to cheat gameplay, as you said. Like if it's actually being captured directly from a console and being played, which is it's good. And also, we might be getting a Arkham collection. Nothing confirmed. Yeah. But there's been a rumor coming out in Italy that we might be getting the previous 2 Arkham games, Asylum and City, up-resed for the PS4 and Xbox One to come out in the holiday season. Which, again, I don't know if it would make sense. Like, if you were going to release a remaster, would you not want to do it before your game to get people excited for it? Or is it just maybe, we'll just cash in a little bit more on the holiday period? Because that's obviously... would it have made more sense for them to have been more ahead of the curve and those games to have come out the holiday just gone?
I think from a money point of view,
it's a money grab at the end of the day.
You do it afterwards, don't you?
That's what it comes across.
You get a lot of hype from the final game in the series. You get a lot of people talking about it, and hopefully, if you're confident, you're going to get good reviews from it. And on the back of that, people that haven't played the previous games or haven't and want them up-resed are going to go out and buy that further collection.
I agree. It makes sense to have these sort of things come out in chronological order for someone to play through. But at the same time, they're clearly just going to go, well, people are going to want stuff in the holidays. Let's just make a trilogy bundle.
Well, I don't even know if it's going to be a trilogy bundle. It might just be the first.
Will be. It'll end up being some kind of bundle.
Possibly. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But especially the way the Arkham series is, obviously, spoilers if you haven't. Have you finished Arkham City?
I can't remember which one I've bloody finished and which one I haven't. I finished one and I got halfway through another one.
Well, I'm not going to say it just yet, but let's just say there's a big event that happens at the end of Arkham City, which then leads on to Arkham Knight. So if you play Arkham Knight first and you haven't played those two, hypothetically, then it's going to spoil the ending for Arkham City before you even had a chance to play it. Well, not had a chance, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But anyway, we'll obviously have a lot more Arkham Knight stuff as we get closer to launch. It's a game we're, for the most part, excited about.
Are we all excited about that one?
Well, I was going to say all, but I don't. Dan's maybe more lukewarm.
I'm on the fence. It's one that I will play it.
Yeah.
I'm just not necessarily desperate to play it at launch.
Yeah.
That's fair enough. While we're actually talking about delays, something that actually just broke just after we've done all the notes, but has been announced, is that Zelda, the big flagship game for the Wii U this year, has actually been delayed through to
coming out on Nintendo NX.
No, it's still the Wii U, but it's been pushed, which is, I mean, that's a big blow for Nintendo. Obviously, I mean, credit where credit's due, they always release their games working. They'll never release a broken game. That's one thing they are known for. But it's a big blow for them. Yeah. That's the flagship game, and it's now not coming out this year.
Yeah,
it was basically meant to sort of save the Wii U this year, wasn't it? Or
to
put it in like layman's terms, it was pretty much they needed this one to do well this year to keep the Wii U.
Keep the momentum building after Super Smash.
Yeah.
Had come out and everything, and people have started getting excited again, and Mario Kart as well.
Yeah, they've only got a handful of big games that are going to bring the bucks in for them, haven't they? And that is
Zelda is one of them.
That is one of them.
But yeah, so we'll obviously have more on that when we know more. Moving on, GTA 5. Obviously, a game we talk about every now and then on the show. Once or twice.
Did we? What was it called? What?
GTA, it's an abbreviation of Grand Theft Auto. It's basically a third-person action-adventure game where you basically take on the role of criminals in order to rob banks.
I was.
You're on the board? You're on board now? I just thought I'd let you know.
Yeah.
Just in case, there might be one person that hasn't played GTA. But anyway, they released a patch this week to help with the stability of GTA Online, which it did. But then it also broke graphics on the PS4 and Xbox One. Apparently graphics are now worse, which is kind of the opposite of what a patch is supposed to do.
That's a broken patch.
That's a broken patch. That's the noise it makes.
We spatched it.
So they have since announced that they're aware of the issue and they're gonna fix it.
I know.
But
yeah. I mean, I'm not entirely sure what order all of this has come out, but 108 was the one that was released after the heist. Was that the one that broke it?
I believe so.
Because there has been a 109 that's come out since.
I'm
I remember reading the patch notes of that one, and I don't remember it saying anything about fixing the graphics and stuff.
Yeah.
So I assume it's still broken.
It was broken as of yesterday.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm sure I had a patch. If it wasn't yesterday, I had a patch on Thursday.
So yes, if your game's basically, if it's looking a little worse than it used to, don't go buying a new TV. It's not your TV being broken. It's just a game, but they will be fixing it.
Yep.
Not really anything more to discuss about that. It's just kind of more of a public service announcement that we like to do for our fans. Because clearly they obviously don't have the ability to use the internet. But yeah, watching this show. Moving on then, we've got Formula 1 2015 confirmed, and a release date is coming out on June 12th, finally making its way to the new gen, maybe 1 year later than it should have been. I remember we spoke about it.
We did quite a while ago.
It's probably been about September time is obviously when it came out. But they've moved the game forward 3 months now, so it's actually coming out kind of in the middle of the Formula 1 season rather than at the end of the season, which to me makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot more interest. I think last year basically, or maybe not last year because it was closer with Hamilton and Rosberg, but like the year before when it was like all Vettel, he'd basically won the title and everyone had stopped caring before the game even came out. So I'm excited for this. I'm a big F1 fan. I don't know if you guys are.
I haven't played one like Formula 1 game in years.
Yeah, same.
And I know last year when we talked about it, I was like, if it had been on like the latest gen, I would have played it. But I didn't want to pick it up for the PS3.
Yeah, because we were all winding down. We were a year into our consoles almost. It's like the 360, PS3 now. I very rarely use them.
Yeah,
I'll use it if I have to, but it's reluctant now. I've moved on. It's time to move on.
I think with this game as well, with it being on the new gen that we're in now, it's coming at a time where I don't think there's a lot planned in terms of racing games this year. We've obviously got the Crew coming up shortly.
So what, the crew can't delay themselves again now, otherwise they're going to fall into Formula 1 territory.
But other than that, and the Forza that should be coming out this year.
Yeah.
Have we got anything else, car racing wise?
Nothing confirmed. There'll be a Gran Turismo on the horizon, obviously. There'll be
when you said the Crew, do you mean Project Cars? Or am I thinking of a different...
sorry.
He means Project Cars.
I meant Project Cars.
I know what he meant.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
So I got confused. I was like,
sorry, the Crew was out ages ago.
The Crew came out.
Yeah, sorry. Project Cars.
I don't follow racing games, but I'm pretty sure I know what I'm talking about. Yeah. So yeah. Oh, you made me look bad, Ash.
I know. But no, F1, I'm excited for that.
No, I'm excited as well, and hopefully these games will be good because they were good on the 360.
Yeah.
I found. Anyway, moving on to the final item of news that we have for this week. And if anyone out there ever has wanted to be a video game superstar, well, you can't be that. But if you want to be like a regular star in a video game, then there might be the option for you with the guys at Homefront: The Revolution. It's a game that's coming out in 2016, and you can apply through their official website in order to be an NPC in their upcoming shooter, you have to be 18 years old, and you also have to be able to make your way to their studio in Nottingham in the UK for a 30-minute face scan if you are successful in your application.
Yeah, so it pretty much rules out anyone who's not in the UK, this, doesn't it?
Well, it depends. Depends how dedicated you are and how much you want to be in a game. Fly to the UK.
I'm sure there will be many people that will apply outside of the UK.
Yeah. I mean,
probably not realising where Nottingham is.
Well, there's probably like a Nottingham in New Hampshire as well in the States.
Yeah.
So they'll probably turn up there.
Like Birmingham.
Yes, Ash.
Yeah.
Like Birmingham.
Birmingham.
Oh, no, even I did it now.
Bama.
But no, is this something that you guys are interested in doing at all? Like, even for a bit of a laugh?
Do you think we should all do it just for a laugh?
I think we should do it.
I think we should do it for a laugh. Yeah,
I think we should.
Just do it. Yeah.
Okay.
We did joke off air earlier that Matt should apply, and then if he gets in, we'll all buy the game so we can then shoot his face off.
To be honest, I would do the exact same thing. I would love... I'd get Sarah to send a message to my mum saying, sorry to tell you this, but Matt's just shot his face. See what the reaction is.
What's the mission?
Cool.
Oh, what's the mission?
Matt's just shot himself.
Matt's just shot himself in the face.
What's the mission? Right, we're going to go down there, kill those people. Okay, cool. Oh, but there's Matt.
No, I'm interested.
how
I think it should be good fun. I mean, realistically, there's going to be, like you say, thousands upon thousands of people, and there's a reason we don't have many subscribers, and it's not because the content's not good, because the content is amazing. We just don't have YouTube faces. So if we don't have YouTube faces, then
faces for radio.
I have the face for radio, and I have a voice for a mime show. In other words, I should not be speaking.
Oh yeah.
Right, anyway, enough of my bad jokes. Let's move on to the game releases for this week. And first up, we have Bloodborne for the PlayStation 4. Now, Ash, seeing as you know all about Bloodborne, do you want to tell people what it's all about? Seeing as you're the one diving in.
Yeah, I know. What do you want to know?
Everything.
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 Right. It's a bit of a slasher, gothic, action RPG game.
Correct.
That's about all I can tell you.
So,
from what I understand, it's quite a long game, quite difficult.
Very difficult.
Yeah.
It's it's a spiritual successor to Dark Souls and Demon Souls. And if you've played those games, but they're known for being hard. And from what I'm reading so far in this game, it's no different. It is very hard. If you've never played these games before, expect to put in multiple hours of dying all the time.
Can we try and find something positive, please?
Yeah, it's supposed to be amazing.
Okay. That's fine.
If you can, if you're good. At the game.
Committed.
It's
you're
basically
committed,
just don't go into the game expecting to beat it in like 12 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's basically all we're saying.
Yeah,
It's a good game, you're just going to have to take a while.
Well, I'll probably be... Yeah.
Apparently it looks beautiful. The RPG elements in it are really kind of deep, and the action and combat is actually really good. A lot more or faster paced to Dark Souls, Demon Souls, which there'll be some people that won't like that, but from the most part, what I'm reading, a lot of people are happier with kind of a slightly faster paced game.
Yeah.
But it's not Devil May Cry. It's not like an action hack and slash. There is a lot more kind of tactical nous required.
I think so, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I have ordered this, so it's on its way, but I'll probably... I don't know how soon I'm going to get to it, but...
Can we record you playing it? Because I know how angry you get at video games. It's not quite me angry, which is why I'm not buying it, because I would break everything I own.
We could. Only if we can record you playing the next game.
It's fine.
In the dark.
It's fine.
With a night vision camera.
If you buy the night vision camera, then yeah.
Okay.
Next up is Slender: The Arrival, PS4 and Xbox One. As you might have gathered, it is a survival horror game. It takes place in kind of various different abandoned levels, and basically there is this weird, creepy dude that is trying to kill you, and the only thing you have to defend yourself with is a flashlight. So yeah, it's kind of renowned.
Well, most people have heard of Slender.
Most people have heard it.
Yeah.
It's been on the PC before. It's been on the previous consoles. So I think this was a really big game, like on YouTube, with the YouTube players. A load of people were doing it.
It was a big thing of like being filmed while you're playing it, and then seeing
Yeah.
the jump scare moments and like people whining as they're like getting more and more scared because the music's building up the tension kind of thing as they're lost in the dark and all of that.
Yeah.
So basically, you can put in about 40 minutes of gameplay to then get the living shit scared out of you.
I really like the look of this game, and I really want to get it, but I can't right now.
Because you're scared?
No.
It's alright, we'll hold your hands. Actually, it'll be okay.
I can't,
It's not real.
I can't buy any more games.
Why not?
Because you just bought more games.
Because I've got 3 on their way at the moment.
Are they here?
No.
We can go download this one now.
No.
It's downloadable.
No.
So then you can play this one tonight while you wait for the other 3.
No, because I'm home on my own tonight.
Oh. Yeah, I don't generally scare that easily in video games. I don't like to think, but obviously as the sound quality in these games gets so much better now, and obviously like kind of surround sound is a lot more accessible to. You know, you don't have to be super rich now. Like, so a lot of people have it. I mean, I have like surround sound headphones, and when I played the PT trailer, I don't know if you played that.
No.
It was the trailer for Silent Hills. Yeah, I generally at the last moment before it gets you,
a bit eerie. Yeah.
I basically physically threw my controller. Like I didn't mean to. It was just like it just went. That was scary. So I might play this game.
I like the look of it. I really do, and it looks really tense, and it's really got that atmosphere. I think. Yeah.
Right, moving on. We have Borderlands, the Handsome Collection, or Borderlands 2, or Borderlands the pre-sequel, whichever. They all kind of come the same, but the Handsome Collection is both of them in one. It's the remastered version of those 2 games for the Xbox One and PS4. I like to think most people know what Borderlands is.
Yeah.
It's kind of a big deal, isn't it? Do you know what it is?
Yeah,
I've
got Borderlands 2.
So yeah, that's there for the PS4, Xbox One. Is it one you're gonna? Either you guys?
Borderlands has never grabbed me.
Don't think so.
I was the same. I like the idea. There's some good humour in it. But I bought Borderlands, played it for about 3 hours, and then just never went back. Not because I didn't like it. It was just, like you said, just didn't grip me. I was like, and then everyone was talking about it. I was like, okay, right, I'm gonna give it another chance of Borderlands 2. Bought Borderlands 2. Did the same thing again. Played about 3 or 4 hours, and then
You played more than me.
I can say nothing to
half
fault
an
the
hour.
game. It just doesn't hook me.
Yeah,
like,
you're the
it's
same.
just-
Yeah, I can sit there and play it, but
Yeah.
I know that I've got something better and more enjoyable to play on the shelf, so I'll. Yeah.
well, better's a bit harsh necessarily. Better to you.
Yeah.
Kind of more enjoyable to you.
More my kind of game.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I know what you mean. Just don't want anyone out there going, oh, how do you think that's better than Borderlands? Borderlands is amazing. Blah, 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 blah. Shut up. Ride for the PS4. This is a motorcycle sim racer. Comes from the guys that made. Well, if you look at their repertoire. No, I know that's the word. I know repertoire is a word. Is it the right word though?
Resume.
Basically, all the games they used to make.
Their resume.
They made MotoGP, and they've also made a load of other. Basically, all this studio has ever done is made bike games. Is the point I'm trying to say.
Yeah, you could have just said that at the outset. But
So yeah, there's over 100 bikes here in this game. Circuit racing. You can also go out on like open road locations, kind of like country roads, like as you get in like Forza and stuff like that. It basically, to me, just looks like, I kind of almost think a biking Gran Turismo is the opinion I get off it. Whether or not it's going to be as good as that, I don't know. It doesn't look the best graphically. What
Doesn't
you
look
guys?
the worst, but it doesn't look.
No. What are your guys?
I don't know.
Are you a motorcycle fan?
Nah, I'm more of a car racer kind of person.
I've played some of the MotoGP games in the past. They're alright.
Yeah.
But again, they weren't anything outstanding.
Yeah, I always find it really. I don't know if it's because.
I don't know why, but I always find like bike racing to be a little bit less fun than like car racing games.
I think it's because, by nature, from what I would imagine, is racing a bike is a lot harder than racing a car. Because it's not just about turning; it's about
balance,
and shifting the weight and everything. And I always remember in the MotoGP, you didn't just have brake; you had front brake and rear brake, and it was all about having to use the right brakes at the right time. And suffice to say, I never made it around many corners. So, I will probably pass on this one personally, but
I think so.
so yeah, we've actually got quite a lot of games this week. So carrying on, Life is Strange Episode 2, PS4, Xbox One, PS3, 360, and PC. As the latest episode from Don't Nod, French studio making this game. We spoke about it before, but basically, kind of elevator pitch is you're in control of a high school girl that can travel in time, and she has to kind of rewind time in order to work out all the weird things that are happening in her town and around school. Now, did either of you play the first episode?
Yeah.
You did play it?
Yeah, I did.
All of it?
We've had this conversation.
No, you told me you bought the demo, and it did a little. You did a bit up into the bathroom. But I didn't know if you played. Have you played the whole episode?
Okay. I didn't realise that was just a little. Okay, I thought that was the whole of episode 1. So sorry. No. Okay.
So you haven't played all of episode?
No, I haven't played all of episode 1. Played the demo.
It's like 2 hours.
But I did like it.
Yeah. Well, I have played episode 2 already, and I will say it is really, really good. I actually really like this series so far, and I generally think that they're going to be potentially rivaling Telltale's.
Yeah, it's a very Telltale's sort of game, isn't it?
In one respect, I was saying to Dan just before we started filming it, in one respect it's better because Telltale, people always said, do your opinions matter that much? Maybe not, because you always end up in the same place. But I was chatting with some people last night, and 4 of us played this episode, and 2 of us had a completely different ending to the episode than the other 2, like completely different because of our actions. So our paths have completely split off now. So it seems interesting, and I really like it anyway.
Yeah.
I think you should check it out, and I recommend people check it out as well.
Yeah, I will say I did enjoy it.
But the lip syncing is terrible. Just FYI.
I think I noted that from your. Did you do a review of this one?
I did.
Yeah.
And I'll be doing a review of episode 2 as well. It'll probably be up shortly after that Screen Ride review that's up. Or not up, as the case may be. Everything keeps going wrong when I try to film that. But it will be up eventually, I promise. Probably in time for Screen Ride 2.
Yeah.
A couple more games here. We got Game of Thrones episode 3. Again for pretty much all platforms.
Yeah.
The latest episode from Telltale Game. I don't really know too much about it because I don't want to read about the story because it's very much a story-driven game. So finding out what the story is about would kind of spoil it for me.
Yeah.
But I know your guys' opinions on Telltale.
Yeah, it's just not my kind of game. You know, I'm not denying that they're necessarily good
they're
games
not,
or bad games.
They're not for everyone.
They're
not for everyone. I will maybe check it out once all the episodes are finished.
Yeah.
Forza presents Fast and the Furious. This is actually a standalone DLC for Forza Horizon 2. It basically looks and plays exactly like Forza Horizon 2. You just have the Fast and Furious cars and kind of like a little mini career mode with different tracks and races.
Yeah, well, this is sort of in advance of the new movie, isn't it? Furious 7 that's out next week or this week. And it's got all of the vehicles in that new film. I downloaded it last night, actually. I've not played it yet, but I did download it last night. I mean, I love Forza. I love Forza Horizon 2. Great game. And I'm just, it looks good. I like the variation, the different types of racing you've got. I actually, for the first time last night, just digressing a little bit, played the Forza Horizon 2 online co-op mode with a friend of mine. And some of the sort of different games in there are quite good. So we should definitely look
Forza Horizon is awesome. Like, generally believe it's one of, if not the best racer I've ever played.
Yeah,
Horizon 2.
good.
It is that good.
Yeah.
So you need to buy an Xbox One, Dan, so you can
it is good.
Enjoy it.
Are we trying to bookend the episode with Dan getting Xbox?
Yeah, of course.
It's throughout, I think, isn't it?
It's whenever the opportunity, presents itself.
Yeah.
But that game actually, even if you don't have Forza Horizon, it's actually free for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So make sure you go and download it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a promotion thing to coincide with the fact that the film is coming out.
Yeah.
Which I think is very smart because people might go and download this and go, this is actually really good. I might now go and buy the actual game.
Forza, and then they're hooked on the franchise.
Yeah.
Definitely. It's a standalone,
No excuse to not download something that's free.
Exactly.
Couple more games here then. We've got Yorbie Episode 1, which is described as a fast-paced 3D action adventure fully upgradable, customizable weapons. You play as a Yorbie, who is basically like a robot who has got to save all of bot kind, apparently. Dan, what did you, looking at the trailer, what do you think of this one?
It's alright, like, when we looked at it, we said it looked like it played like a twin stick shooter, really.
Yeah, it's got that camera
Yeah.
sort of angle and speed to it, hasn't it?
Yeah, which can be fun. I don't know whether it's got lasting appeal, but it's not. It's one of those where it's not looking bad, but it's not.
Yeah, it strikes me more of a
Amazing.
hand console sort of game rather than a.
Yeah, it might be something that would work good on the Vita.
Personally, I think so. The way it looks and
Yeah.
But,
It's always fun being a robot, though, isn't it?
oh yeah.
And closing out the episode, we couldn't leave without discussing this game quickly. Spongebob Heropants. That's right. For the PS Vita, 360 and 3DS. This is a Activision action-adventure game. The reason I felt I had to mention that it was Activision is because that's pretty much the only good thing the game has going for it. The marketing power of Activision. It doesn't look very good. I wouldn't recommend buying it unless it's one of these games where for some reason it's an absolute gem, even though it doesn't look like it's one. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not really even the biggest fan of SpongeBob. He kind of had like a cult appeal to a lot of people, and I never quite got it.
Yeah,
maybe I was too old.
I don't know. I really don't know.
The older I get, the more annoying he seems to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think once you've seen one SpongeBob, you've seen them all.
Yeah. So I will probably pass on that game. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Which game is your pick of the week then? Your game of the week?
I think for me, it's probably got to be Forza, Fast and Furious. It's free. It's a great game. It's a standalone. Nothing else to say.
Free is basically the main tipping point.
Free.
Isn't it?
Free.
Yeah,
is,
don't have to pay for one game.
Free's the word. I'm going for the free game this week.
How about you, Dan?
I'm actually going to pick Ride. As in because I've seen what those guys have done in the past, and I've enjoyed them. So I think if it works out properly, then it could be a very enjoyable game.
Interesting.
That surprised me.
That surprised me as well. I don't know what you were going to go for, but I thought you might maybe gone SpongeBob, to be honest. But no, I mean, it would be nice to have a good... We have so many good car races. It would be good to have like a really good bike racer.
Yeah.
Whether or not it is remains to be seen. You may or may not have gathered from my passionate speech in the middle, but I'm picking Life is Strange episode 2.
Shocker.
What?
Nothing.
Okay, fine. I pick
No.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Life is Strange episode 2. No, it's really good. I'm really enjoying the series so far, and I recommend more people check it out because I think it could be something special. And yeah, so that's it. We will round up. Sorry, it's gone a little bit long. There was just so many games this week.
Yeah, there's a lot of games
three
gold
games
as
at
well.
top. And
Yeah.
we could just not talk about them. If you don't want us to talk about video games, do let us know in the comments down below. Maybe a suggestion of what we could talk about instead. We welcome all comments, positive or negative. We've had a few positive ones recently, which is always nice.
Yeah.
Apart from you, Matt, criticising us for being late. That's entirely your fault. I don't quite know how that works, but it is your fault.
We'll find a way.
We'll find a way. But yes, if you have enjoyed this video, please do like it, subscribe to our channel, share us with your friends so that we can get many more viewers, which would make us all very, very happy. But for now, Ash,
Cheers, guys.
thank you for your time, as always. And everyone out there, we'll see you next Monday.